Hi there, welcome to my allotment and gardening channel. In November, especially the last week of November, I sow my brassica seeds, meaning cauliflower, cabbage and broccoli. If I sow them now, they germinate in like 8 to 10 days and then I pot them. You don't need any heat mat or heating. I generally sow them in this greenhouse where I'm standing now, and also when I pot them I leave it in this greenhouse. By mid-February or end of February they will be ready to go on a ground. Generally it's very cold during the time, end of February, so I leave it 2 more weeks based on the weather, which is March 2nd week, and I plant them in a ground. So that's my process for sowing and potting and planting in a ground. The advantage of sowing it now, the plants will be very strong, and I know the growth is very less compared to sowing in February, March time, but the strength of the plant, the health of the plant is very much high if you sow them in end of November. You can do in the December as well, and also January onwards. That's the recommendation. However, last 3 years I've been sowing them in end of November, and I had a very good success in the harvest and also the growth of the plant. Let's see how many different varieties of the brassicas I'm going to sow today. Okay, when it comes to the red cabbages, I'm sowing 3 different varieties. Variety Rookie. I've been really successful last 4 years and very good harvest. I can recommend this variety to anyone who hasn't sown and harvested this variety. And the next variety is Ruby Ball. This is also a red variety, and I did for few years and I took a gap, and I'm sowing this again this year, and this is a very tasty. You can do it in salads as well. And this particular variety I haven't tried. This is similar to Rookie. However, this packet has been given to me by someone which was expired in 2016. I just want to try. If they come up, otherwise I'll just put it in a bin. And these are the 4 green varieties and 2 Sowing cabbage varieties. This is the one of the Sowing cabbage variety, and another one is this one. This is also the expired seed, which is in 2015. I'm trying see whether it germinates or not. And this one I do regularly, Golden Acre, and this is very productive and very easy to grow. And last variety in the cabbage, this one I tried this year and I had a lot of success, and it's very tasty. Broccolis or Calabres. So these are the 2 varieties. I do so marathon every year, almost last 6 years, and this one I got last 2 years onwards, and this is very tasty. And during the February I might sow another variety called Bell Star, but at this moment I'm only sowing these 2 varieties. When it comes to cauliflower, this is the variety called Cheesy. First time I'm trying this year. Hopefully I'll get a better harvest of these seeds. And the next one, White Step. This one I tried 3 years back and I didn't get the packet afterwards, the seed packet, so I managed to get it this year. I'm trying. This is very good. And these 2 seed packets are expired in 2014. Someone gave it to me and I'm going to try them. One is Galian and second one is igloo. And if they don't germinate, that's fine, at least I tried. If some of them germinates, I can plant them. So these are the varieties from the Brassicas I'm sowing today, and let's see how I do it. First things first, I got my labels. This is for the cauliflower, broccoli and cabbages. So the step 1, so that I know what I'm sowing. Step 2, I use this Melcoat multi-purpose or all-purpose peat-free compost and endorsed by RHS. You don't need to sieve or anything. You can use this and sow the seeds directly in the compost. This is peat-free compost. I'm filling the compost in this trays. So basically, as I mentioned, this is the Melcoat peat-free multi-purpose compost, and I didn't sieve it. I don't need to. This is very soft. If you see the quality, it's very soft. I don't need to sieve it. Seed can easily push through and germinate properly. No issues at all. So I have filled in the trays. The next step is to insert the labels. Basically, otherwise I don't know what I will be sowing. Now I have inserted the labels. Now I know where to put my seeds in. Then sprinkle a bit of compost on top of it and then water it. Now I have sprinkled the seeds. You can clearly see. So all those trays are now sprinkled with the seeds. And the next step is to sprinkle some compost, little bit, tiny bit. That's enough. And then water it. I have sprinkled the compost on top of the seeds. Don't put too much of compost on top of the seeds because seeds are very tiny. If it is too deep, they might not be able to germinate. So little bit. And then next step is to water. I have watered on top of the compost. Don't water too much. They shouldn't be dripping down. Otherwise, sometimes the seeds, because of the low temperatures, can rot. So don't water too much. Just enough watering. And now I need to protect with the lid. This is the final step. I have used these lids on top of the trays. It will give a little bit of protection from the cold, and also it's a see-through lid. When the seeds germinate, they can see the light as well. That's very important. If the light is not there when the seed is germinated, the seedlings can be very leggy. So this is the process I follow. Most of the seeds I sow, I basically use the multi-purpose compost and use the trays. Most of the time, unless it's summertime, I can directly sow in the ground, and use the fresh water, which is tap water. Otherwise, if you use the water butt water or something, it may have basically some bacteria. It can impact the seed germination. Similarly, the compost, fresh compost, do not use the the allotment made or homemade compost. It may have some bacteria which might not be good for the seed germination. So the tips: fresh compost, fresh water, and use the trays if you can. It's not a mandatory. It's easy to manage and move around if need be. And the last one, use some sort of protection. Use some lids or some sort of fleece which is kind of see-through or clear, so that the seed is germinated, it can see the light through. Otherwise, it's going to be leggy. So this is the process for most of the seeds I germinate. Hope it gives you some sort of information. Again, thank you very much for watching my videos and encouraging me to do more videos. See you in next video. Thanks again.